What is going on, everybody? We are back. It's a very special episode. What is going on? My name is Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Dokanai.
And this is
Rev Rock
Revolution.
I can't be loud right now because I'm in a hotel lobby.
It's such strange for our show because we're usually very loud and obnoxious, but this is going to be a very special episode. I'm very excited. Jonah, thank you so much for yet again another great guest. 2 weeks in a row.
I'm so excited for these guys. I've been wanting to get these guys on the show for so long. These are my dear friends in Exvamon. They're our first friends that we made in the Fresno music scene. Yeah. So, we have Nate. I don't know where Hunter and Douglas went.
Everybody just left. All right. Well, Nate, would you like to just say hi to everybody and who you are and what your band does while we wait for them all to come back?
Yeah. Well, I think Doug's back, but yeah. Hello. Nate. Yes, you are back. But yeah, actually, Jonah, I didn't know that we were like your first friends at Fresno, so that's super cool to hear.
Yeah, dude, Full Circle was the first show, or pretty much the first show, besides like the Fresno Fair, but like the Fresno Fair, you don't really meet any bands.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, that was a super cool show. I remember being blown away by just your guitar, so it was really fun. But yeah, what I do, I'm a drummer, in Exvamon. I would like to say I'm one of the founding members of Exvamon. It was very much Jugs. Like we started it, and then once we got onto it, it was like, okay, this is what we're doing. So I feel like it would be we all play like a very elemental role in the video. But yeah, I feel like Doug would be the face of it. Not only but also he's the one that made the thing. So
okay.
I'll let Doug take it.
Okay. All right.
Doug?
I don't see Doug.
I don't see that either. It's just by the way, I just want to tell all of our viewers watching the show, if you're watching the show, you know this is nothing surprising for a Rev Rock Revolution episode. We expect chaos. We expect things to go wrong and totally unplanned things to happen. We brought in a whole band and we're sitting here with one member, right? How did that happen?
No.
I don't know. I'm not seeing anyone here. Is anyone getting messages? Because our whole episode is just going to be us trying to get them back on the show.
My Wi-Fi.
There's
Doug.
Here we go.
So it's like,
Here we go. Doug, you there? Doug should be popping in any second. There he is. All right.
There we go.
All right, Doug, I know you missed some stuff, but we were basically just talking. Nate was telling us about kind of how the band started and kind of what he does, and I'd love to get like your short summary perspective on that kind of as well.
Hopefully I got cut out.
Hopefully.
Took a minute there. Yeah, me and Nate kind of started it freshman year. We were like, let's do a little cover, and then we did a little cover, and then we're like, oh, hey, I have a riff, put something towards it. So then it ended up just kind of being us jamming, and then Hunter came along, and that's when we kind of came into our own. But
all right, cool.
I made the name.
Was that Aquiles? Was Aquiles the first song you guys played?
And it was
love
crazy.
that video.
It was crazy because that one actually, like a month or two later, our friends from that school, Max towards Tia, that's how you pronounce his last name. He was like, "Yo, guys, by the way, I posted part of your cover on YouTube." And at the moment, it had like 350,000 views. We're like, "Whoa,
that's crazy!"
But at the moment, I think it did just over 1 million views.
Wow!
And another fun thing in that video, I didn't have 2 kick drums at that time. My left leg closed. A lot of people thought I had a prosthetic leg because I'm so strong.
Oh my god!
So that might
that's
be
wild.
another reason why I all the time.
All right.
The whole comments of that video is just the guitar player doesn't even need to be there. Oh, the drummer's playing. Get the guitar player out of there. And it's just that's all it is. It's just guitar.
Oh my god, that's wild. That's wild. That's terrible. Oh my god, I can't. That's wild. That is crazy. I'm loving just. By the way, I just want before we even dive into more of this, just the feel of this. I was saying right before we filmed, I feel like I'm on a Zoom call. It's wonderful. This is you guys are very actually. Not only are you Jonah's second guest that he's brought onto the show, but you are the first time that we've had multiple. Like we've only had one other like third screen, so this is our first time having like 4+ screens. If Hunter's gonna come back, I don't know what's going on.
Hunter's gone.
No.
He said he's having a little trouble.
I don't know. Well, I guess we could kind of just dive into like everybody's individual, right? Jonah, if you want to kind of take it from there.
Let's dive in. Let's start with Nate. Nate is an incredible drummer. I think he is the best drummer I know. Like it's like when
Jonah,
yeah.
those are some. Okay,
no,
we're gonna work out the logistics of that later.
if you see him play, you'll know what I mean. No, it was crazy. The first gig that we played in Full Circle Brewery in Fresno.
Not me texting Xavier right now.
No, dude, Xavier strives to get to the level of Nate, man.
Oh, I can't. I can't.
His own style.
Hey, listen, Jonah, we have room for another screen. Let's bring him on. Let's have this.
Wait.
Oh my God, no! This is wild.
I agree.
He's so confused.
Say hi to all the dudes.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? We're just here with Exvamon.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast episode. Good to see you.
Is during that first gig, we walked in with an electric kit, and then like 5 minutes later, Nate walked in with this massive kit. How big is your kit? Like how many pieces, how many cymbals would you say, Nate?
At that time, that was a small kit compared to what I carry around now. That was 2 rack toms, floor tom, and 2 kicks and snare. So at that time, that was like it was still bigger than most people's because I like a lot of drums. But yeah, now I have 4 rack toms, a floor tom, 2 kicks. So yeah, but even back then, mine was quite massive.
All right. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, let's now that we have everyone, let's start doing these deep dives.
This crazy amount of people in this episode, it's wild. Yeah. We weren't supposed to have X until the album release, but look, I'm all about the early drop-ins. I love it. I'm loving it. Look at this.
Yeah,
full circle.
This is crazy. We have
so Nate, you were talking about your start, like
how did you get started on the drums? Like, what were your influences, and then what led you in and inspired you to like get to the level that you're at now?
Well, I know Doug's gonna love this part.
Me.
Middle school, circa 20 around that area, I discovered this awesome hardcore death metal band called 21 Pilots. And then I'm like, oh, I actually like bands. I like music with actual instruments, not just programmed stuff. So then I discovered drums because, at that time, it was just Tyler and Josh. So it was just 2 the only other separate guys with drums. I really like drums. So I checked this out. Here comes this big team of elitists called Douglas Ferguson. Check out Slipknot. So, okay, cool. I respect that. But I just wasn't good at the time. My along, I'm all into metal. I feel like Powerwolf at that time too. Slipknot was like the biggest I ever got into, and then I showed Doug. I'm like, "Yo, I like Slipknot." And he was like, "That's you listen to Toxic or whatever."
Toxic Holocaust.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna throw it out there. I was waiting for it.
Word Holocaust, but what's the cussing situation? While on that note, can I fuck word?
What? Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Hey, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah. We don't have rules.
There you go.
Annihilate, death metal stuff like that. I don't know about that. The heaviest I ever got into at that time was like Suicide Silence. That was it. But I don't know. I just always liked the lighter stuff, but I liked extreme drums. So then I discovered Dragonforce. Then a couple years later, I got Dragonforce tattoo. Because they're still my favorite band forever, and I think they will be
Wow.
How many times have you seen him live?
Oh boy. I'd say at least 4, 5 recently. And I got to see them live with Death Clock, which is my favorite.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to that show so badly.
All right. Nice.
But yeah, then I just one thing I will say against myself though, and against my is there's not enough extreme power metal. There's a lot of catchy, uplifting stuff, but I want to see more Dragonforce type bands. And that's why I really like what we do in Exvamon.
Yeah, you guys fill that space perfectly.
I would like to say that we're more on the side. A lot of people consider power metal. I really never wanted to put that label because I don't want it to be like, oh, I like this, so that's what we're gonna do now. But if other people are saying power metal, then I'm all for that. But yeah, that's something I really like to push for. It's just something I would like to listen to, extreme power metal. So I feel like we're doing a good job at that so far.
All right, yeah. I mean, you guys are killing it.
Well.
Totally.
And I'm sorry if I ramble on, but
no, look,
we're on a podcast. You're supposed to ramble on.
And Jonah, I feel like rambling, like that's my specialty. So look, if someone else can take that for an episode, that's fine. While we were talking with you, Hunter came back. Everything working now? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Do you have any volume input or? I'm just seeing your forehead.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, there he's there.
Oh, okay. Look at him on this button.
All right. I'm not getting any input signal.
Yeah, I'm not hearing. It looks like he's trying to talk. Oh.
Okay. While we sort that out, Douglas, it's your turn, I guess. What is your background beginning going into the band?
Starting out, you can hear me, right?
Yeah. You're good.
Okay. Starting out, it was kind of like I started on drums. I was like, "Oh, Lars Ulrich, Metallica." And I was all for it. Loving the drums.
Oh my god.
And I started there, and then I played that for a while. Oh yeah. And I was playing that for a minute, and then I got to the point where I was just bored of it. I don't know how I got there. Maybe I just got too good, and there wasn't anything to learn anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely.
But
became the best drummer in the world, and then
yeah. So I did that, and then my dad was sick for a little bit, just the cold, nothing major. And then he was like, "Hey, don't play the drums for a bit. It hurts my head." So then I was like, I'm gonna play guitar. And then I started playing guitar, and then that put drums in the past, and I was learning all the crazy all these crazy riffs on an acoustic that my dad bought for me.
Okay.
That was kind of how I started off, was on an acoustic little thing, playing, I think the first riff I learned was Breaking the Law, and I thought that was
a classic.
The next level. I thought I was the coolest kid ever. And
all right.
that was kind of how I started off on the guitar path, and then over time, my dad was like, "Okay, so you're kind of serious about this," and he bought me a little Jackson Dean Key guitar. Once I kind of got to a level of feeling really confident in myself, I was like, I'm going to do the school talent show.
All right.
And I did. And this went down almost textbook perfection. We go up there, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go up there with a drummer and a bass player. We're going to do Heathens by 21 Pilots. It was bad. And that was my first ever performance on the guitar. And I was like, I had this solo ready. I was playing for 4 months. I was so ready. I go up there. I went, I just stopped playing. And that's how my first performance went down. And after that, I cried. And then I was like, okay, can't do that again. So then
okay, yeah. No, I get it.
And then I really after that, took off on my guitar journey. And I was like, okay, I got to redeem myself eventually. And then freshman year hit, and I met Nate, who was at that point a little more into the cooler side of things. And that's everything up until the point we met and became little metal guys.
Yeah. What's your perspective to when you guys met and when you started? Because we have different people here. It's different points of view. Just when you guys started out and stuff. What's your view on what that was? Yeah.
I didn't remember how it happened. I don't even remember meeting him, to be honest with you. You just kind of hear him. It was one of those things like
you've known him so long that it's just like you guys. It's almost been like you've always been together.
Exactly, and I don't really know how. Like, all I remember from freshman year, interacting with him in the sense of creating a band was, hey, here's this cool name on a piece of paper, Exvamon. You want to do this? And he was like, sure, I guess. And then it was kind of like messing around and doing that stuff. But other than that, I don't really remember when it became an idea to do the talent show. We started talking about it. All I remember is, hey, I have this name for things for the band that we're going to make.
All right.
It was just kind of like jamming out together in his bedroom. Where was it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Nate, do you have like a different perspective of how that went down?
Not really. It was pretty much that. I remember that I personally wanted to go to the talent show, and the only guy that was relatively in the same realm of was us. So we just happened to do that. I'm pretty sure I was the one that asked him because we ended up playing Slipknot song, so I'm pretty sure it was. But I remember after that was I bought part of his drum set because he gave us drums, and I like drums, so stuff. So
Yeah.
He gave me his set, and it was a Pearl. Well, Xavier, I'm sure you know, Pearl assembly is very different than like other brand drums. You know, with like the hole going through the drum.
Yeah, the side.
I didn't know at the time. I called him up like, hey, I don't know. So he came over, and I had a little time to talk about. So once we were the rest of the drum stuff, it was my set and half his Pearl set. Once we set all that up, we're like, oh, we're both here. Yo, you want to play? But this was my little PD and just super basic stuff. And we played something. I still have video. It's horrible to look at. Everything sounds
No.
I get it. I watch old stuff back of myself, and I'm like, what the fuck am I thinking?
that was like 20. So yeah, that was 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, time has changed, but I mean, that's how it pretty much started. And then after that, I was like, hey, you want to just do it again? And then we started making other songs, and we didn't really keep our song until we didn't write a song that we kept until I'd say 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it was years of just playing stuff and liking time, and then as time passed, play that. What we play now.
Yeah. Yeah. So kind of. Oh, so okay. So on that, are we getting any audio, by the way, from Hunter?
Okay.
I can't hear
Oh,
anything.
I can't.
What
I
is your
can't hear.
input?
Hunter, you should go home and then try.
I got from the car and I said, "What?"
I didn't realize he was gonna be driving.
That's wild.
Dedication right there.
Yeah,
That's true dedication. Joan, I see you, by the way, just as a side note, keep looking over. And we're just going to get your whole family. Just this is going to be the most loaded
it's so
podcast episode of all time.
A couple minutes ago, my mom came back from being in the check-in line. She said we're on the 57th floor. We have to drag all our gear up to the 57th floor.
Do you have an elevator
awful.
at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know how close the parking is to the
Oh, that's terrible.
elevator.
That's pretty terrible.
How was that show? It looked really cool.
Oh, the one in Anaheim? That one was pretty sick.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was like this little small
That looked
festival.
great. I saw that
and-
live stream.
Yeah,
You guys sounded awesome.
All the bands were freaking sick. The promoter's really young. It's the youngest promoter I've met. I think she's like in her 20s or something. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I just decided I wanted to put on a festival. I put on some shows in the past." It was like, damn, good
her.
taste of music, and yeah, able to put together.
You like Jinx. You have good taste in music.
Yeah.
Joan, is that your opening pickup line?
Yeah, I guess.
I love it. You like Jinx? You have good taste. Let's go out sometime. I'm gonna use that.
That's the way to do it.
I'm gonna use that now.
Shameless plugs all the way around.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Anything for the extra streams.
So yeah, I guess it's so crazy we can't get Hunter's audio at all. So it's like we're getting this one. He's just watching us.
He'll just watch.
Hunter, do the whole thing in sign language.
Just nod your head yes and no.
There's a lot of cheers going on next to me.
I hear that.
It's the Jinx, man. They're cheering for you.
They are. They're like, holy shit, they're there.
Beatlemania in here.
Exactly. You guys walk by, they do nothing, and then Roger walks by and they go fucking crazy, man. That's the truth.
That's the Roger.
Yes, exactly. My question, I guess, is because you started talking about, unless you can get your audio going, I don't think that's going to happen. Just start speaking randomly at any point if it starts working.
Hunter's perspective on the band is that he joined and we're his saviors and we're the best thing ever happened to him.
And he'd be so lost without you. And wait, Douglas, this is your moment. You could say anything you want right now, and he can't interrupt you.
And I write all the riffs. Everything is written by me. I write his solos. I write everything. All the harmonies.
All right.
Since you're the drummer, you write the drum parts too, right?
Yeah. I don't.
He's just great at everything, you know. Yeah. He's just great at everything. So my question is, you started touching on writing a little bit.
Oh my god,
we heard something.
And it's gone.
Is it back? No, it's gone again.
I will say for Hunter is a very, because he can't talk for himself. I will say that Hunter has, me personally, shown me a wider range of musical knowledge because he's very smart with this chord goes here and this chord can go here. So I'd say he's been a very needed part of the Exvamon because we are just a couple of dumb kids who are like, oh, this sounds cool. Let's play as fast as we can, but Hunter knows why things work together, why stuff sounds good together, how harmonies
work. He's like the theory, musician guy in the band. I get it.
He's definitely,
very
all
technical.
Jokes aside, all jokes aside, he's definitely, we're thankful to have him, and
nice.
He's helped our sound a lot.
Okay. Now tell his whole life story and just have him nod yes and no to confirm.
Yeah. When was he born? What's his social security number? What's his credit card number? What's his mother's maiden name?
Exactly.
Exactly. It actually would be funny to hear what you guys actually think you know about him and see him just confirm yes or no. Let's do it. Let's just do it. All right.
Go through the numbers.
Somebody pick and tell his life story. I'm waiting for
Hunter, is your social security number start with 8?
I will say too, for Hunter, I was over at his house the other first time actually, but we made a intro track, and we haven't announced anything by this, but I guess this is the announcement.
Yes,
we did an intro track for the album that we're about to release, hopefully soon. And it was pretty much all Hunter doing the work. I was literally just there, like, well, this would be cool. This sound effect would be awesome. What if we do this right here instead of this? And he was the one that was making it all happen. And I was there about 3-4 hours, and it was very fun. But when we left, I woke up the next morning. He had it pretty much finished up, and it sounds amazing. I don't know how much I can say about it. Well, I'll say it's like an intro track, just pretty much go to the album, building the atmosphere. It's about 30 seconds long. I hope the sound effects help a lot too. We have, I don't know if it'll be here, but okay, Jonah, you know what the album cover looks like, right?
Yeah, I've seen the album cover.
It has a dragon roar at the very.
Oh, that fits perfectly. You have to set the scene.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting like a vibe, like a taste of what's to come.
Yeah.
Just leave him with that. Leave him wanting a little bit more. You know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on it.
Well,
I will say,
go ahead.
Glad. Oh, sorry. No, Hunter sent it to me, and I was listening to it, and I was like, I'm not going to say much about it. I want it to be a big old surprise. I don't want to give anything away. But I'm not a big intro track type of girl, you know. So I heard it, I was like, what do you guys got going on over there? You know, when I'm not around, stuff doesn't get written right.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
they wrote it, and I listened to it a couple of times. Hunter sent like the second version of it. So I'm like, this is actually pretty sick. I'm really happy with this and the way it's coming out. It does set the atmosphere very well. I'm excited for it to be put into the album for everybody to see it.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess that kind of ties into what I was kind of asking before, because you're kind of touching on a little bit, like your writing process. You said like something about up until very recently, like 2 years ago or whatever, you hadn't really been keeping what you've been writing. So what was that process like writing wise and transitioning to that, and where you are now in recording? Like, what does that look like?
Do you want to
I'll take this one in the sense of writing things.
In the sense of I'm in charge of everything.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, it's a lot of. In the beginning, I will say, I think the reason me and Nate never kept anything is because we'd sit there, we'd jam something, and it'd be like, okay, now let's just play and see what comes out. And it wasn't really any thought put into it. It was just play something that sounds cool. And I feel like that's why, like I said, a lot of it never kept around, because it was just, there wasn't any complexity behind it. There wasn't any thought. It was just, that's what my fingers did, which works for a lot of bands and some bands, but we want to push ourselves. We want to put a lot of thought into what we play. So now I feel that when we write, there's like, we come up with a riff, and then by the time we're done, it's like the 37th variation of the start of where we started. It's just everything. We think of every little note that can change, every vibrato we could put. And I'd say we almost overanalyze what we write. I would say that. Because even when we write complex stuff, we're trying to think about how can we make it more complex to the ear. I'd say that's a lot how the writing goes. I will say we write songs very slowly.
Okay. Not
as fast as, a lot of other bands. But when we finish them, it's like we're proud of it more than we were the last song. And I think that accounts for something in the sense of how we write together, because we're always trying to push ourselves. Especially recently, our second to last song was like 220, and then our most recent one was 230 BPMs, of course. And I think we're starting to go through a very, let's just go as crazy as we can, push ourselves to be as clean as possible while going as fast as possible.
I'm sorry, I'm hearing some sort of chant in the background. What the fuck is going on at that hotel?
I have no idea. It's Vegas, baby.
What happens there stays there, man. They're gonna forget that they were doing that in the morning.
But if I could touch that one a little bit, about us just doing a bunch of parts until we're happy. I that watch this is not so out of left, but trust me, I relate. I watched the Do on YouTube. He's a part of a group called Do, and they're really what? They're all musicians, and when we talk about music, I really like philosophies on it. And something that the Do said was that he also, with his musical project, that fully on that, because he's always changing things and over. And one thing that he said that I really like is a song is never completely finished, it's just abandoned. I feel like that's how it's going to be for us always, because now that we did the MIDI stuff for the intro track, what else can we add to the other songs? But we have to just abandon it. Good. I think we're gonna like this. Push it. Hope it sticks.
All right. Yeah, for sure.
First time we did that and overanalyzed a song and just try to make it everything, it became 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
Help, Mom.
That was the first long song we ever really put a lot of thought into. It's no longer with us anymore because it was just super long.
All right. Well, so is Master of Puppets.
I love it. But I feel like the reason
it's not necessarily a bad thing
was because we just didn't know how to end songs yet. We didn't know song structure as good as we do now.
There was no reason for it to be 8 minutes, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
got it.
A lot of long songs, but when they're done,
for sure. That would be it's 100%. No, I totally get it. And it's all a process. It's all a journey. And like you said, you up until you continue to refine. I find for myself, I'm kind of in a similar boat of what you guys are talking about. Like, I don't write stuff quickly. Like, even though I'm not in a band and you guys are talking about how that kind of pushing you guys forward, I can relate to that sense of, like, taking the time to really craft each song and making it better than the last. And, like, for me, it's, like, I guess a personal thing. Like, you guys are pushing each other, and, like, me, it's, like, I guess some sort of weird psychology would have a field day with that. But, like, I totally understand the perspective and what you guys are talking about, because I'm, as far as writing goes, I'm in a similar boat. I don't just here's 12 songs.
I feel like the greatest songs are written by like over analyzing every single little note, like you guys were saying,
and lyric,
like and every single lyric. Because when you understand your song completely 100%, and I feel like, or at least with me when I'm songwriting, like I'm learning like more about the song the more I create it, and then
100%.
Some changes make changes to the stuff that I was working on at the beginning. So it's things where like when you keep refining till it's like 100% what you want and 100% what you can relate to, then that's when the purest form of the art presents itself.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Which shows perfectly in your guys' shows. Like with the
Jonah,
with the
that
new
was like
stuff,
a line I would say. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dude, I'm going all philosophical now.
Yes.
Dude,
it's your territory now. We're completely. I mean, you bring in the guest. Dude, let's do it. I'm loving it.
I will say in regard to that overanalyzing thing, the most recent song I made, there's some parts in that where I was overanalyzed at the point of what can I pack in here that I almost regret it when we have to play it live. Because like, there's this one part in the new song, it's just so intense, and I was sitting in my room playing it, I was like, oh, this is super cool, and then it's so pretty sounding, it's so cool sounding, but it's like, man, it's a pain to play. And those are kind of the riffs that I love them and I hate them at the same time, because they push you every night. And I know that if I can play that cleanly before the show, then I'm ready to go. You know?
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, if we're going on and some shows we have no time to warm up, it's just like you go and then you set up, and then by the time you're about to warm up, it's like, all right, you're on. It's,
100%.
You know,
all right. It looks like we're losing a Doc. We lost a Doc, and I got another one in transit. I have no idea what's going on, but hopefully it sticks around. But no, not to interrupt what you're saying. I totally, I agree with all of that. It's true. You have to push yourself, because it just gets stale and boring, and why are you doing it then? You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. And yeah, like I mentioned, it's one of those riffs I love to play, but I hate to play it, because I know one person I played it, somebody commented on the video, they're playing power chords with their index and middle finger. I was like, yes, somebody realized how difficult that one is. And that's kind of, I'm not a big compliment guy, but it is nice when people see it and are able to realize that, okay, that is a cool thing that they're doing. And I'm like, yes, I wrote it. So,
1,000%, 1,000,000%.
It does feel cool to write riffs you can't play sometimes.
All right. While we were having this conversation, I had Hunter, since he can't speak for himself, to type for himself, and he has sent us a basically, if he was a solo artist, a bio for Spotify. I would love for one of you to read this.
Oh, how
did he send it? Can I read it?
Can I read it?
Oh,
my
God!
Read it? I ain't reading that book.
Oh wait, I knew this.
Who wants to read it?
You can read it, Mr. Doug.
Okay. All right, so here's what Hunter scripturally said. I started off playing drums like Doug, but I wasn't on it for very long because someone walked into my school's music room with a mini Squier electric that had a built-in speaker. From there, I wanted to learn how to play guitar instead. I also had gone over to my cousin's house, and he had a couple guitars and tried to teach me how to play. The same cousin also introduced me to Pantera, which had the biggest influence on my early guitar days. On the topic of Pantera, Dimebag was one of my idols for the first couple of years of my playing, and from there, my inspirations only grew, such as Reb Beach from Winger, Tim Henson and Scott LePage from Polyphia, Sue from Gallinarius, Steve Vai, Taylor and Alex from Paladin.
Steve I mentioned.
Yeah.
Steve I mentioned.
Yep.
Loving this.
And many other guitarists are still my guitar inspirations to this day. And Douglas Ferguson pushes me to be the best guitar player ever. Just kidding. That last part was not him.
He's so upset right now. The reaction is crazy. Oh my god! I don't know what happened to we lost the Doc and Ice. They're gone forever.
He's gone forever.
Beatlemania actually happened.
Oh, he actually left.
Beatlemania actually happened. They got stampeded in the lobby is what happened. Okay, so to that effect, so you all started at some form or another, even if you weren't drummers, you all started playing drums. So would you say that that has really influenced, like, I guess, yes or no, like a rhythmic component to what you do? Or, like, do you still think with that kind of mindset or not really?
I mean, I'd like to say it gives me a better understanding of just how a riff could work with drums. And I think I could give Nate a little bit more, not direction, but just kind of like, oh, I have this riff, here's an idea on the drums.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know.
It's like when Lars picks up a guitar, you know?
Yeah. I like to think that the whole meme of the guitarist writing the drummer parts doesn't really apply here, because we all have a general understanding of what's really possible and what's not possible.
Yeah.
But overall, in the sense of everything, me starting on drums really didn't affect anything except for my rhythmic understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of, oh, I have this thing, maybe you could do this and do this.
Yeah.
Normally Nate does something way better than what I thought of.
Yeah.
But it kind of, I'm able to kind of
drummer
communicate
love,
with them.
drummer respect, totally. Like, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, wait a second, it's so twisted how that meme. It's like it's not a two-way street. It's like people joke, oh, it's normal for the guitar player to just come up with the drum parts and like you play this, and like the joke with the drummer is, what's the last thing the drummer said before they got kicked out of the band? I got a song I want everybody to play. So it's it's not fair. Drummers need more respect.
I will say Nate is an incredible drummer. As much as I don't tell him, because
100%,
he'll get a big old head.
And you guys starting out on drums, I think you are able to appreciate that more.
Yeah,
which is cool. Totally. Well, Jonah has returned. The prodigal son has arrived.
I am.
Are you in your room now?
I missed Hunter's. No, not yet. We're in by elevators. No, but I haven't. I haven't
do an episode in an elevator.
Yeah. But I'm so sad I missed Hunter's monologue being... Who said Hunter's monologue?
Douglas just went through the whole thing. He embellished a little bit. But it's
I lied.
It's all right.
What were you going to say, Nate?
Oh, I was going to say that I actually really like the fact that I'm not in a band with two other drummers, but two other people that have played drums before, because just in a very practical sense, loading up and... setting up for shows and stuff, like they know what I need, how stuff can be set up, and just helping me out. We're a very helpful bunch, like trying to help each other in the best way we can. We're never just like a lot of bands. I'd like to, or what I've seen is very just like they like to just make it about themselves, and I don't think that's the case at all here. We all try and push ourselves and just make the best craft we can possibly.
Yeah.
And on another just side note, I'd like to say that for a very, very embarrassing amount of time, Doug could out-blast beat me for a very... I've just recently caught up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Doug's definitely not just like the guy that was like, oh, I played drums for a little bit. Like, no, he actually played the drums. So.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah. No, I love that kind of thing. I love bands that are... Because I just think it makes you so... much more like wildly creative and like able to do different things because you all have perspectives on one another. By the way, sitting here, I'm living through memes in my head. And it's like you were talking about like every band member not doing their own thing. It's like that meme. It's like the singer goes, "I ain't doing fucking shit." It's so true. It's so true.
That's what I was thinking.
But
I like to think, this is going to sound crazy, we go against the meme. We're always helping each other out. We're trying to load each other in, all that stuff.
Good. I mean, because the meme is just like, we harp on it because like it's like, come on, this shit's not cool. And like, I pride myself in every band that I've played in kind of having the same thing too, of like that opposite mentality, because I'm not a drummer, but I've played drums before, and I've played bass, and I play guitar, but I have everyone's perspective when I do play in a live band setting, and it's not like the singer going, "You carry your own shit." It's like, no, I'm bringing stuff in because we're like, it's a unit. And if you guys are messing up or something's not right or it's out of place or whatever, we all look, You know what I mean? It's a team effort, and I can tell you guys are very cohesive, which is it's hard to keep that. Honestly, as a band,
I feel like that's why, like, whenever we have a show with you guys, it's always so much fun because your guys' brotherhood matches with us, and then it's just like
you guys have a literal genetic brotherhood, but that's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, but like you guys are like as tight as Xavier and I. Like,
oh fuck, here we go.
Oh no.
Funny enough, you say that. Everybody thinks me and Nate are related.
You should just one of you should just use the other's last name and just start saying you are.
You guys should just start saying you guys are siblings.
People are like, are you guys related? And at this point, when I ask me,
no, we're married.
It's funny because people are like, yeah, you guys look related, and people say I'm the older brother.
Okay.
Okay, I'm the older one. You be quiet, Nate. So it's pretty cool. I guess we have that connection with each other where people actually think they are related, and we're just kind of
we're connected, all right, buddy.
We're connected.
Oh God!
Stay
connected
cool
and protected. All right.
No, just connected, no protected.
Oh God.
No,
okay.
It's definitely cool that people.
How you chilling there, Hunter? How you doing? You deal with the craziness all the time, so. No, that's that is hilarious. I'm just loving just the silent perspective of just sitting there like. Interesting. So yeah, I guess tying back into you guys are talking about your writing process, and it's pretty fascinating. Like, what the recording side of things? Like, what does that look like for you guys? I would like to take
one if you wouldn't mind, Doug.
Yeah.
All right. So, we go to this awesome place in Sacramento, and it's called Mayhemness Records or Studio.
Studios.
I always say records. I don't know why, even though I know it's not a record place. Anyway, oh my God, it's amazing. I love it every time we go there, and it's crazy because I say every time. We've gone there like a total of 4 times, and we haven't released anything from there because, again, we keep redoing stuff. But
okay.
Just to recap again, I really think it's going to be great that we're finally leaving it alone and it's in a good state. But anyway, yeah, we record with this guy, and his name is Bob, and
Bob.
He was
Bob Rock.
Us by friend Michael in Reminiscence, and they're another band that plays in Fresno a lot but is from Visalia, but they've kind of exceeded that label. They're doing very good, and they've gone on a number of tours already, so they're doing very well. And yeah, our friend Michael from Reminiscence, he's a guitar player, recommended Mr. Bob to us, and it's an amazing experience. The first time it was a little worrying because I wasn't as studio perfect as I would like to be. So that's why I redid the drums the second time.
Okay.
And, it's amazing. It's really amazing being there. It's nothing like I would have assumed studio work is by just playing the drums. I get to go and I get to play my stuff. And then after that, I get to go back into it's 2 different rooms. It's a drum room, and then there's a little camera behind me, and then connected to that camera, there's this big TV in the second room where Bob is with his studio equipment and the couch there.
Like a control room, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a control room.
Okay.
But instead of like a typical big room divided by like a wall and some glass, it's literally 2 different rooms. But the glass is a camera connected to a TV in the other room. So I get to go there. He's like, all right, just after every take, he's like, all right, just come in. Let me know if you like it. And then if we like it, then it's like, all right, there it is.
All right.
Then yeah, I'll leave the guitar part of the recording to you, Doug, since you do that.
Okay.
Oh, here.
The recording side is cool. No, I'm gonna say,
okay, yeah.
A great fellow. Helps us out. It's almost scary because he knows the songs better than we do sometimes.
Okay.
Like you'll mess up, and he'll just be like, you'll hear the little click of the keyboard, and you're like, damn it. And then you know where you messed up. He knows where you messed up, and he'll be all 8 counts. Okay. So it's almost cool that he knows how the song is supposed to sound. It makes us feel like he cares, and that's probably the best thing about it, is that he really seems to care about it all. And if you mess up, he holds you accountable because he wants to produce the best thing that he can.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's to the level so that we
nice
want to be at.
Someone to have to be able to do that, to keep you accountable. Because I know as a self-producer and
Jonah,
Nick too,
I feel it.
I know you're like,
no one's probably accountable.
We
You're
probably
just
cut corners so many times. We're like, that's good enough.
Fuck it, it's good enough. Wait, you start to actually convince yourself, like, it's the mistakes that make it cool.
Yeah. Like,
just to fucking move on with it. So yeah, you
I
guys are
feel like
lucky in
that's
that
good
sense.
to have him, is because if it was just me there, it'd definitely be like, that's not that big a deal. But he'll be like, nope, that wasn't good enough. Redo it, and it's nice because then everything sounds perfect in the end, like how we want it to sound.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely gives us a lot of freedom on how things are supposed to sound. Like when we went last time, we were like, hey, can we make a tone? And then he went to the bathroom, and there's a picture on the Instagram. Me and Hunter sitting there at the computer looking like a couple of nerd kids trying to get the right tone to really encapsulate what we want it to sound like. And he's overall just a great dude. First time was scary, though, because he'll be sitting there, quiet. All right, let's go. And then just super hype around that. And it's the coolest thing. It's the best thing ever. But at first time, it was scary because, like, does he like us? Does he hate us? Are we redoing this too many times? And I feel like that was another thing that kind of over time went away. Because last time we went, I was like, I want to redo that. Okay, I want to redo this. First time, I was like, that's good enough. He makes you feel very comfortable with redoing things, and it's very nice to record.
Okay, yeah.
I
have one question actually about that. Are you using your own equipment, or is it like rental stuff? Is it actual amp, like a like microphone, or like sim, or like?
It's I forget. Hunter knows what we use. I don't remember, but it's a audio thing, like a
Archetype Gojira. I was talking with Hunter about this the other day.
I think it's that one. I think it's Archetype Gojira, and we use that, but we make our own tone on it to where it's still us. It's still what we made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still what we made. It's just not our gear, which is kind of nice because my tone is dialed in for a live setting, to where if you turn it down, it won't sound as good. So
okay,
it's cool to use that because then it's at a modest volume without sounding like trash.
For sure.
In short, we do use the Archetype Gojira to get the tone, but we made the tone. We made what you're hearing on the album. It's not
cool.
Line
it's not
6
just a
spider setting,
or even just plug in. Like, you guys are actually taking the time to dial in the tone, and for sure.
Yeah, I went over to Hunter's, and we were there for like 3 hours just making it right, making it something we're proud of. Because even in that respect, we overanalyze. I am still not happy with the tone I have, even though
we never
it's
are.
very close.
Dude, us guitar players are never are.
Like, it's definitely closer than where I was, and I'm very happy with it. But I'll listen to it isolated by myself, and I'm just like, something's missing. I don't know what's missing, but something's missing. And then I'll tweak it a little bit, and then it's like, okay, this is the one. And then the one time I found a tone that I was like super happy with, it was like the best tone in the world. I was so happy with it. I was like, Jesus came down and blessed my fingers. I found the tone, and Nate's little baby cousin or whatever comes into the studio room, goes,
no,
and just turned all the knobs.
No,
because he called me. He was like, hey, they messed with your knobs. And I was like,
in my defense, you should have taken a picture of that.
I should have. I always did, but that time I just didn't for some reason.
No.
It must have just not.
He was convinced that he was touched by the higher power with the tone that it wouldn't be messed with.
Maybe it's for the better, because then that really set my journey for the tone. Because ever since then, I've been looking for that tone. So maybe it's
one of these days you'll find it. One of these days you'll find it. Nate, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were going to.
Oh yeah. And if we could go back just a little bit to Bob and his passion for making everything like as perfect as it can possibly be. What happened in, I think, the second or third time we went to the recording studio, when we left the third time, the album wasn't an album. It was going to be a 3 or 4 song EP, and it was all recorded with a different drum set. last time we went back, it was to record 3 or 4 more songs to make it a full album. And it was with my new drum set. So the tones of the drums and the cymbals and everything wouldn't be the exact same. But of course I was like, it's drums, it's fine, whatever, right? You're still gonna get the right parts, right?
True.
I get there and Bob's like, so obviously it's not going to be the exact same since they're different drums and the mic placements are not going to be the exact same as a couple months ago. Are you okay with just re-recording all the drums for every song? And of course, me with my big passion of drums, I'm like, absolutely, I would love to do that. But it's one of those things that makes you go like, this guy isn't really doing this for the money. He's doing it because he loves music. If there was someone that just wanted your money just saw it as a business thing, they would just be, okay, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But he wants to make everything consistent and perfect for this piece of art that we call an album. And
serving the song.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. And that's so important to have collaborators like that.
Very much loves the art part of it. And it was amazing. It just, every time I go there, I love it. The worst part of it is leaving because I want to do more. It's so fun.
All right.
It is fun.
Yeah. 100%.
I will say, in that same breath of redoing things, I remember we went in there and me and Hunter, I think we both had new guitars. And I think drums, it's a little more nitpicky on, you can definitely hear a tonal difference because it's, Nate's using a whole different setup. Guitars, there's a little more grace in there because we're playing with, we're playing
a DI signal into a virtual amp. Yeah.
Yeah. True. So it's a little more hard to distinguish. Oh, this is this guitar. This is that guitar. Luckily, it was very, very it sounded the same. So we were like, okay, I'm happy with it. I'm not going to mess with it. And yeah, but we almost had to redo quite literally everything because we were unsure of how the guitars were going to mix in with the old guitars.
Got it.
But no, it mixed in very well, and we had no qualms about it.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm loving just this whole process and everything, and it's kind of a bit of teasers, what's to come. So what do you guys have coming up before we wrap it up for everybody? I would love to just get a little bit of
Could I go, Doug?
what we got to look forward to.
So, what we have now is it's literally just the work of our past 2 years, I'd say. It's obviously an instrumental album since it's just the 3 of us now, no singer. Okay, bye, Doug. And so yeah, what happened was again, it was supposed to be an EP, but the artwork took a long time, which is great because I got another artist. His name is Par Olofsson. I have no idea if I pronounced that right, but I got in contact with him through another local band, and I saw that he did their art, and I really loved the super hyper realistic but still clearly art, digital art.
No, I know what you're saying.
Not just a picture, but just it looks very real. And so yeah, I got in contact with him. Very nice guy. Well, actually, before that, I got in contact with another guy that kept blowing us off, and I was like, this sucks. Getting connections is very difficult. Getting the right connections, but once you do, it's so worth it because the album cover and our logo redesign, which we recently announced or revealed, it's amazing. It's so worth the effort and the time.
Nice.
And yeah, I don't know if there is a way I could maybe send you the cover, but if I could, that would be awesome, just so you could see what I'm talking about, because it's
just send it in the group chat that we all have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we
great.
could probably edit it in.
We could probably just edit it in so everybody can see.
If you want everyone to see.
All right. So on that note, with the record, where can they see you? Where can they connect with you online? And what do you got coming up?
Tell them about the show.
Oh yeah. Are we announcing that, Jonah? Already?
Yeah, let's do it. We already said it on Cuties last week or whenever we recorded theirs. So let's just keep promoting it.
Announce it. Let's hear it.
All right.
Doug, would you like to announce it?
I am the worst person when it comes to dates, man. I don't know where we are at the time to play shows anyway.
So, Jonah, correct me if I'm wrong, but September 21st, right?
Yes.
Yeah. September 21st at the Great Rooms, there will be what we've named the Monsters of Metal release party.
Okay.
At the Great Rooms happening in Fresno. I don't know if I said that already, but
let's go.
It's we're calling it Monsters of Metal is because there's a group of us in the Fresno community that play mostly metal stuff, and we have a great relationship with each other.
Yeah.
It's us, Exvamon, Jonah, Cutie,
Permutations. Yeah, you can't forget about those guys.
Sorry, I blanked out, but I love those guys. And the other one is it's called Side Project, right?
Yeah. Or yeah, there is a special band playing at the very end.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not too familiar with them, but those three or us, all us bands, Exvamon, Jonah, Jinx.
I am the band. I am the.
We have a very awesome relationship with each other, and we love going to each other's shows, and it's just amazing. The album or the release party section of the name is we're all planning to release music at that time, September. So yeah, it's gonna be a great way to hear new music, unreleased music, or release music at that time. And yeah, it's gonna be in Fresno at the Great Rooms, September 21st. So yeah.
All right. Well, everybody in that area, you better fucking go. This is gonna
I'll be there.
The top of the top lineup. This is the Fresno area metal scene. I'm looking for the next rock metal scene out there. Waiting for it to happen. All right.
Yeah.
Well, what are your socials? Where can everybody go stream?
Yes. So at the moment we don't have anything released yet.
Okay.
It's the album. We're hoping if everything goes well with the mixing of Mr. Bob, we'll get a single release this month.
Sounds good.
But the actual album itself will fully release in that September area.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Any way to actually follow us on our socials would just be the best place. I'd say Instagram. We have a Facebook, but it's hardly active.
What is your handle on Instagram?
Just Exvamon, just EXVAMON.
There you go.
Yeah, and then obviously if you could follow.
Oh, we lost Hunter.
We lost Hunter at the very end. But everybody go follow. Go check out. You're going to maybe actually, I don't know if you have any videos speaking, but maybe hear what Hunter actually sounds like. And get to hear more from these guys and hear their incredible powerhouse music and when it comes out. And we're definitely looking forward. Thank you so much again, Jonah, for incredible guest suggestion.
I've been wanting this to happen for so long. Thank you guys for coming on to the show. I'm glad you guys were excited to come on.
Yeah.
And had the time.
Very hype. Very excited.
All right. Hope you had a good time. Hopefully you guys will come back someday in the future.
I would love to.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
We'll be
Jonah
here.
and I, one day our goal is to just set up shop where we do in-person episodes for a whole season.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Nick and I have only
Did
had
we get
interactions
sound?
online. Oh, we can hear
Hunter.
No way we got
Wait, really?
everything.
All right.
You can hear me?
brother.
We can
Yeah, we can
actually
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
Wait, we only have time for you to say one thing. What's the one thing you want to tell everybody before we wrap up the episode?
I don't know. I need a question. What do you want to tell people?
How do you feel about this whole experience? What do you want to tell people?
It was really fun. I just really wish I could have said something the whole time.
We'll have you guys back on, and then you can speak.
All right. Well, next time we'll have to. Hunter will get his own special episode.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Make
Let's
up
do
the
it.
Hunter episode.
The Hunter episode. Well, this has been so much fun. I can't wait to hopefully meet you guys one day and jam out and see you all live. And I'm so glad you guys were on the show. Thank you to all of our viewers for watching the show. All the Exvamon fans for watching this episode. And yeah, until next time, my name is Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Dockenai.
And this is...
Wait. They should join in as well, just
They
like
should.
last episode.
You guys ready?
Okay, you guys say your names, and then we just scream like Rev Rock Revolution.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Who are you guys?
I am
I'm
Nate
Douglas from Exvamon. I'm Hunter.
And this is...
And we're Rev
Rock
Rock
Revolution!
Revolution!
All right. See you guys soon.